Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today I am very excited because we are at the finale of season 1 for Interview with the Vampire. The last one left us off on a bit of a cliffhanger that was maybe a dream sequence, maybe not, but either way, this show has been such a pleasant surprise. I cannot wait to dive into this finale.
Well, it was a dream, but you guys aren't sure. I'm pretty sure Rashid was there. You guys aren't sure about that, but I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to find out all about that.
Oh, dream sequence or not, we got the, well, we know it's a dream. It's just who's in the dream. Right. Obviously, dream sequence. But the biggest thing for me is we jumped all the way forward to the 70s. So, of course, we've seen modern day. We've seen the 1920s down in Louisiana. But, hey, a jump forward, 70s, San Francisco, crazy times. Excited to see where this one goes.
All right, without further ado, then let's go!
Oh, he's remembering.
Question.
Nice.
Can an immortal meet mortality?
Everybody knows he drank that in a styrofoam cup.
With a straw.
How?
Chilled.
Sunlight.
Conversely, drink the blood of the dead.
Ooh.
Decapitation. He confided that to me one blood-drunken night in Baton Rouge.
Decapitation. Interesting.
Theoretically, it can be done. But could it be done by us to him? Could the children murder the father?
Whoa.
Add to the toxic air a new, ever-present paranoia. And now you are with us. We were compelled to sleep in the same chamber together again.
Look at that coffin.
He would have it no other way.
Top of the line, and then it looks
We
like
would
a pin.
spend our hours enduring with little pretense of getting along.
Look at that walk. Oh.
He's on
Locked
the prowl.
in hatred.
He's on the prowl.
A relic before it's even gone to the print shop.
Poor guy.
Everything Lestat does.
Louis never honored the blood as he should. Blame the teacher, not the student.
It's just cranberry juice.
179 years in the savage garden.
That's a lot of blood. It's going to be Bruce? We going to take care of him?
No.
Well, wishful thinking.
No.
This is a private house, and we find it disturbing when things are abandoned on our doorstep.
You make understand. I'm an admirer. I've come seeking help.
He wishes to turn?
Does anyone know you came here?
No, no one. I swear, I live alone, over on Ursuline. I'm your neighbor.
We'll send St. Peter our regards.
Oh! Oh,
Dear sirs and madams,
Oh.
what is your
he's sick.
secret?
Oh.
We have to leave New Orleans. Clean up the mess and comes a coffin. We have plans to make.
There were plans to make. But the architect of those plans was
Claudia. Right. Cold, calculating, on mission.
Oh, I love the build-up they're doing.
It'll only work if you give in. Give him all your heart, and I'll do the rest.
I can't do that. They'll lose myself in them.
I'll jump back in and pull you out before I kill him. Can you do that for us, Louis?
I can't believe we're doing this.
Back. Always back to back.
Bach is beyond you.
Could you two please?
Musique française pour les mères françaises.
That look. I was hoping they would do chopsticks together.
Not likely.
High class.
I have a present for you, Lestat. An idea.
An idea of yours. It must be a small gift.
He just
Throw a party.
Right, sister. No one's coming to a party thrown by freaks.
Precisely.
It's in the dying man's letter. They want to know our secret. They think we've got the fountain of youth in here. They don't know. They're the fountain.
What party did you imagine?
A ball. A lavish, decadent ball.
To what end?
Oh, he's done.
Shh.
Oh!
If we starved ourselves for a night or several nights prior, the hunger would be transcendent.
A meal fit for a king.
Uh-oh. Well,
You want the mister or the missus?
yeah, nobody saw that.
You noticed?
Nobody just saw her jump off the balcony.
We're getting out, Tom.
Out of New Orleans? But you just got here.
Oh, he still has the axe.
Yep.
We want to throw a Mardi Gras ball.
Pay our respects to society before moving on.
One, not in the party planning business. Two, it's January. You're a little bit behind the gun. And three, this is me and your two-tone daddies circa 1910. Can you tell me, little girl, what's wrong with this picture?
You didn't have that funny X on your face back then.
Well, and he had a mustache.
I want to be Raj.
King of Mardi Gras.
Him?
We know you're on the committee.
The Committee of Raj is a secret and sacred group of citizens
And there's the list.
Well,
bound by honor and tradition.
You lost one of your ships recently.
Took a torpedo in the rear from one of the Fritz's U-boats.
Would you like a new one?
Oh. Money's not a
yeah, look at it. It's just like, ah.
Where do you meet the devil? And what are the terms of the agreement?
It's all coming together.
Oh, someday I'm gonna wear an overcoat, but not have my arms actually in the sleeves, so I look important.
You won't look important. You'll look like a doofus.
From the Murray to the Mississippi, money flooded the town. Unavailable vendors became available.
Of course.
We'll need trunks that'll fit our coffins.
Make sure they have locks.
Locks that trigger from the inside.
Yeah,
Oh,
because they're going to lay in their
Got it all
coffins.
planned out.
Oh, he's got the square tank. Thought 50 Cent made those popular. No.
Oh, that was a stat.
By the time we began our fasting, the stop would have told you the entire endeavor had been his idea to begin with.
Yeah.
Answer.
Yes.
He's in the sunlight. He's not a vampire. He wasn't really in the dream.
You don't know. You don't know.
Maybe it was shaded.
He could be a hybrid. He could be like Blade.
Oh, a daywalker.
Claudia could taste her freedom, suffered the hunger with a cold joy matched only by the sun-hot ego of the vampire king.
Huh. That Louis got away with words.
Whoa!
Look at that. Oh!
The ball that followed was an assault of the sense.
The f was that?
And while Lestat's poor taste on the float drove away most every member of the Raj committee, there was plenty of bait to choose from.
Oh, look at those get-ups.
Wow.
I followed Claudia's lead as best I could, scouting the rooms for varietals of death.
A horse head.
We heard you'd been ill all these years.
Pardon me, madame. Is there a history between us?
I'd like to introduce you to the McPhail brothers, Matthew and his brother Mark.
Oh, nice.
And where are Luke and John?
Uh-oh.
Is there rosemary in your garden?
Yeah, just below the porch. Our mother planted a whole bushel this past summer.
Did she? The fasting was a mistake. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Is Louis gonna mess this up?
Something was off.
You miserable dogs.
Well, look who's here.
The architect that built this place made the U.S. Capitol. He made it so you could hear the sniping and whatnot across the way. Calls it a whispering gallery.
Interesting.
Do you know the secret to immortality?
Never get married.
Now that you have your boat,
Time to pay the price.
don't you want more?
Whose point of view is that?
Yeah, who's that watching him?
Was that a witticism from the Duke of Gloom himself?
Duke of Gloom.
Duke of Gloom.
I'm gonna miss this place. There's not an inch of this city that wasn't built from the fierce wilderness that surrounds it. Hurricanes, high windows, through which enamel bits of civilization glitter. Silhouettes emerging, wandering out to catch a silent flash of lightning. The sucky warmth of summer rain.
I mean, this is all good stuff.
Silky warmth of summer rain. Desperately alive.
I'm desperately fragile.
The hunger's getting to both of them.
The hunger has me to its seat.
Boutonnieres have all been given out. Ready when you are.
We're gonna feast like champions.
A last dance before the feast.
I'd like that very much.
Oh, Louis, you got to keep it together. Oh, and a twirl?
I mean, there's got to be a dip in here yet, too.
Oh, you can't. Gotta be a dip, right?
Can't dance without a dip. Oh, no, never mind.
The distraction reflected back onto me, and in the dead center of the whispering gallery, I lost the thread to my plotting.
No.
I was his, and he was mine.
Good. That's how we need it to be.
I think Claudia's counting on all of this to happen. That Louis wasn't going to be able to.
Do you think she had a plan B?
Yeah, I definitely think that was maybe plan A.
May I finish this dance?
You feel heavier, sister.
I was waiting for her to slap him and be like, what are you thinking?
I've done it already.
When? Who?
Just now, one of the twins. He'll be dead on his feet in an hour.
Oh! Well, there's your slap answer.
Quick gnaw on the wrist.
Bit bitey, that one.
A good slap on the face didn't work.
Written in a text he could not decipher. So he traveled to Spain to have it translated. And on his way,
He is.
That's what's in a punch bowl?
Amritra, Shasmai Kausa, the Philosopher's Stone, the elixir of life.
Ooh, he's going out on his feet.
I drank the waters in 1794. 180 years old this coming November.
Mira later.
Oh, what a work!
Bucket's got a hole in it. It's empty.
Not for a long time.
Oh, here we go. Ooh. Is Louis gonna?
Oh!
Oh!
Oh! He got no jaw! You broke that jaw?
That jaw?
Scream all you want, no one's gonna hear ye.
Oh, what a
Look
shot.
at that.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't want to die like that.
Oh, an eyeball.
Oh.
Oh, getting on the camera.
Oh, that's POV shots. Hey, good thing we didn't go to that party.
Oh, too late.
Oh dear. You broke up the pair.
I know you wanted them both, but Louis couldn't resist.
Oh, here's the one with the tainted blood.
Tainted meat.
How generous of you.
Lestat knows, man. He knows.
He's heard everything. He's heard all their plotting, all their scheming.
Quite drunk, this one.
He knows.
What is it, Marlo?
I think it's the gin.
I wasn't talking to you.
Laudanum.
Oh.
Ah, look who's here.
Arsenic.
Well, well, well. Looky what we have here.
She did get
She was at the ball
turned
tonight.
and heard everything.
Just now. One of the twins. He'll be dead on his feet in an hour.
Oh, she's a vampire now.
Look what you did to us. She corrupted everything. Antoinette will be much more agreeable to our life together.
Oh. Oh, they did the...
Oh, did Claudia outsmart him?
They do both the twins?
Well, he took out the other twin.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Claudia outsmarted him.
That's what the chess game was about.
You must think me an idiot.
Oh.
You're gonna try to kill him at this party.
There's no trying. I have a plan, and it's gonna take both of us. Train's leaving in an hour. Get off that bench.
She's always been there.
Once she got turned out.
You should have let that train go, Uncle Les. He who called you him. Always the petty slights with you, Uncle Les.
The one that mocked him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Behead him. Throw him in the fire.
Louis had no idea.
We are joined by a cord. By a cord that you cannot see, but it is real.
He's gonna do it.
Oh, you're gonna have to saw it off with that
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it's
no
might
weight
be
behind
strong enough.
I have loved you with all myself.
Oh man.
Come on. Do it.
Come on, we need Lestat in season 2.
Oliver.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Ah. Okay, rips.
Dans mon sourcil, Louis.
Put me in my coffin, Louis.
His irises rolled to the top of his head. The whites of his eyes wet and dim. The thing lay still.
Anyway, still. Title.
The house on Rue Royale would soon become the focus of all too many questions.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
there goes Antoinette.
So after the party, the incinerator got going, and there was a lot of smoke.
Oh. Yeah, they threw us off with Antoinette when her eyes weren't changed after the first time around.
We need to burn him. I've killed so many. Just no one out.
No one knew.
So what did you do with it?
We wrapped him in a carpet. We threw him in a trunk and left him out with the garbage.
Oh.
Headed straight for the port.
The boat for Havana.
Another boat. Newly christened and headed for Europe.
A shipload of coffins for cargo.
Plenty of cover for a couple of stowaways.
Locks on the inside.
Maybe in some of the pages that got torn out. Well, not torn out exactly, more like with a ruler. She hated your guts there for a while. Why is that?
I was haunted by my brother's death, by the murder of Lestat.
Murder? What murder? It was an act of mercy. You didn't kill Lestat. You spared him out of some fucked up idea you had about love.
Love.
You were dropped 1,000 feet and survived. You torched Antoinette just to make sure.
But not
Uh-huh.
Where does the trash go, Louis?
landfill with rats.
You take the trash down to the street. Some guys show up in a truck and they throw it in the back, and then they drive it out to the middle of nowhere, right? No, they take the trash to the dump. And having lived 2 blocks away from the dump just outside of Fishkill, New York, with my first wife, I can state with authority what else you'll find there. Rats. Big fucking rats. The size of Kevin Durant. Them to bring back the dead, especially one in a trunk with locks on the inside. You knew it, Louis.
Oh.
The biggest rat eater of them all.
This session is over.
Why does a 200-pound bouncer pass out after he sucks him off? And you, a wet t-shirt away from 130, doesn't even... She recorded his last words in his own blood. The girl did not have a fucking problem tossing him on the grill.
The grill.
You chose Lestat over her time and time again. You don't need a memoir, Louis. You need 100 sessions of EMDR. 144 years of life, and you're still Louis the pimp, paying a whore to sit in a room and talk with you. $10 million, that's my number. Career's been over for years. This is the same shit that happened in San Francisco.
Not exactly.
Oh, look who's voting.
This time I won't save your life. Louis can sometimes act out. I protect him from himself. Always have. Stopped him that night in San Francisco.
You were there.
He was there.
He was there.
How was he out in the sunlight?
It was dim.
As we age, the sun loses its power over us.
Ah.
What's a mediocre start to a 514-year-old vampire?
Oh, he's real old. Is he really Magnus? The one that created, that made Lestat?
I'd like you to meet
Magnus.
the vampire.
Oh.
The love of my life.
Oh.
What a...
Oh, look at that! Part 1.
Oh, wow. Boy, did they take us on a ride on that episode.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So, oh man, this was so much fun. The speculation that we were able to have, the guessing on the plotting and what was going to happen. I think we were there for the most part on some of it as far as what the plan was. But look, I thought Lestat knew everything they were saying. I was waiting for a big reveal of, yet you continue to plot against me or something like that. You know, the big
he's
reveal.
like, I hear everything.
But the whole time it was Antoinette. And we speculated, did Antoinette get turned? But when they showed her after the fact, yeah, she had the bites, but she did not have the eyes that were changed yet. So I think that's what threw at least me off. I'm like, okay, he's been feeding on Antoinette, but he hasn't turned her. And sure enough, he did, because Lestat knew. I mean, the guy doesn't live 180 years or whatever it was and not be cautious about what's going on, even with people that he loves. So, what a twist that was, having Antoinette come in and be the one that was hearing everything. Now, I liked how they kind of tried to do a little bit of misdirection with the dome and being able to hear the whispers and that sort of thing. And that was cool. But man, Claudia she had it all planned out, even to the point where she knew Louis would possibly deviate from the plan or not want to do it. And in the end, he did. But Claudia had that covered. And I thought it was brilliant the way they ended this season. And there's still so much to tell with Daniel calling out Louis for not burning Lestat's body and knowing exactly what would happen.
That was intense. That was intense.
I mean, that was just so brilliant, because I was, part of me was like, okay, they're going to go through with this. They're going to take out Lestat, but he's like one of the best parts of the whole show, and it would be such a shame to lose him just from a viewer's standpoint. And what he brings to the screen and the story.
He's what?
He's important to the show.
One of the best parts. I digress.
Oh, okay, he is the best part of the show. Come on. Well, I wanted to give Louis and Claudia some shine there a little bit, but
as well, yeah.
Okay, it's Lestat's show right there. I'll come right out and say it, but just incredible. This. Again, for an episode that went, nearly an hour, it sure didn't feel like it. There was just so much stuff going on, how they played all the people that came to the party. And I did like the reveal where they opened up the dish and there was nothing in it. That was great. I mean, they got
There's
all
a
these
hole in
people.
your bucket.
Yeah,
there's a hole in your bucket.
Oh, and everybody's on the corn liquor, so nobody's thinking straight. Thankfully, Oak and Answer, they cleaned out the rakins out of that place after the fact, so they could have.
Well, that way they
party.
could have. Well, remember, Claudia was cleaning out all the newspapers and rakins.
Some of the folks. All right, so
Okay.
folks, if you've ever seen the show Trailer Park Boys, it's a Canadian-made comedy about a trio of guys who live in a trailer park, and they're always plotting and scheming new ways to get rich. Look, it's one of the greatest shows. I believe it's still on Netflix. And there's a character named Ricky LaFleur who habitually gets sayings wrong, pronunciations wrong, kahakis for pants, jalapenos. What comes around is all around instead of what goes around comes around. And one of the things that Ricky says in the Trailer Park Boys is rakins. And he's referring to raccoons. Now, Mason Quinn and I, huge fans of Trailer Park Boys. So when we say
it is on Netflix.
When we say rakins, we're joking. Now, if you are going to watch it on Netflix, the first 2 seasons, a little bit low budget. It gets so good. It's hilarious. But in any regard, when we say rakins, it's from the Trailer Park Boys. But we do appreciate people helping us out in the comments. Raccoons.
Yeah. But outside
we know how to say raccoons.
Outside of having a little bit of fun, thank you all in the comments for the interaction. We love that. But this series was absolutely great. Again, a massive surprise. I didn't know what to expect. I liked how much deviation we got from the Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt movie. Now, obviously, you're going to be able to. You're talking a 2-hour movie versus 7 episodes of a series, so we get more of the story. And again, we just love to hear from all you folks out there who've read the Anne Rice books. How closely did things follow? Because this series was fantastic, and this episode did not disappoint. So many times I've said it on this channel where a series or a season can be made or broken by the finale, and this one absolutely nailed the finale and set it up perfectly for what's coming next. We had our speculation about Rashid and what was really going on with him. Armand, as
he is no longer Rashid. He is the vampire Armand, who is
580.
534, 534.
Something like, but nonetheless, well over 500 years. I was with you, Answer. I thought that it was going to be Magnus and that the whole thing about him being thrown into the fire was a diversion and maybe Lestat couldn't do it. But I felt to properly tell that story, they would have really needed another episode to explain why maybe Lestat didn't take out his maker or, however it played out. So I liked what they did here regardless. This was great. Massive, massive surprise from this series. Did not expect it to be as good as it was. And you folks out there weren't wrong. It absolutely delivered.
514 years old is Armand, and we learned something new now. Over the years, the sun's power lessens on them, and it doesn't hurt them as much anymore, which is a huge, huge thing. Especially if Armand then can walk during the day, he can take people out as well to add to his insatiable love of blood.
Well, did it bother you a little bit that he called Armand the love of his life?
I felt a little jealous there for Lestat. I did. That bothered me a little bit.
Well, he's saying that now, but you go back and Daniel makes it a very excellent point as far as you couldn't bring yourself to
do it
through Antoinette, and right away you were totally fine with that. Claudia could have done it, and he's telling us one thing, but yet we go back to what was really happening, where he's throwing Claudia up against the wall, and how he perfectly and meticulously cut the pages out of that diary. They're in a straight line. I mean, if you saw the movie, we kind of have an idea of what's going on and what's going to happen. But the way that the way that, well, I've seen it multiple times, or if you guys have only seen it the one time. So you have ideas of what's going to happen. But what I love is how this show is like, from some of the things that you guys have mentioned in the comments, it's a little closer to the novel. It explores more deeply than it did the movie as far as the love between Lestat and Louis, because in the movie it was implied. Here they're actually showing us the love. I love the diversity of it. Of having, because then you can also explore those trials and tribulations like we did when we first got introduced to Louis, how he was somewhat of a go-getter, the pimp that Daniel called him, and running things on his side of town, but he wasn't getting that respect all the way around. And throughout the season, you saw how things are slowly starting to change into his favor, that he's beginning to be more accepted. But as that happens, turns out, well, since they're vampires and they haven't aged since 1910, according to the photo that Tom had, then then they became freaks yet again. And so I love that they conned their way into getting to become what it was called of Mardi Gras for Lestat.
The Raj, I think.
The Raj, yeah. And that was great. But then how they turned off half the town just by his weird celebration, which that was, I mean, I didn't, I don't get what Lestat was going for there, unless they wanted some people there, but they didn't want too many people there. Maybe that's why they may have done that. And just the fact that Claudia was always, because she figured out, the last game of chess that they had when she finally beat him, and how much he got mad about it, and how Lestat got so upset about it. She knew that she always had to be 5 moves ahead of him, because otherwise, or actually 10 moves, because he, I think, even said something about how he knows 5 moves ahead of Claudia. Anyways, I digress on that, but so she knew that, obviously, since Lestat, because I was waiting for that too, that maybe he can hear, because he did mention 2 episodes ago that if he concentrates, he can hear something miles and miles and miles away. So I don't know what he was getting at as far as that, but so I was waiting for that reveal. Instead, it was just that he had a spy with Antoinette, and since Claudia. And I'm assuming since Antoinette could hear Claudia, Claudia could hear Antoinette, especially if she really tried. She could probably hear her as well and hear her thoughts. So I thought that was great to get that in there. And then, how they put in old Tom's drink because once he badmouthed Lestat, you knew that that was Lestat's victim. Like, he's like, because that's how Lestat is. So what a great end to the first season. I cannot wait for season 2, and adding Armand in, it makes me really excited for season 2. I cannot wait for more.
What an ending to, I don't want to say season 1, it's part 1. Yeah, part 1, not season 1. Look, we figured something was going on the whole time. I thought my Oak tuition and your Quinstinks, we're working on something for the answer yet. But
all knowledge.
Okay. But in any regard, we felt like something was going on the whole time. And you and I were kind of in the same page where we felt like there's more to the talking and the quiet and the sensing. And we thought that maybe Lestat could hear them the whole time, and he lied. Oh, can't hear what you're thinking, because then they speak freely and he can hear everything. Gift. Right. Yeah, by the way, we learned today that he can make people slap themselves, physically control themselves, which is new. But also, it is a lie of omission. Remember when they were talking about no more this, no more that, the cloud thing? That was not a lie of he said he couldn't do it. It was just a lie of omission. And now we found he's able to make people slap themselves. It made for a moment of levity in the theater. But it was very interesting that we learned that Lestat did turn Antoinette into a vampire at some point, and that she had been following Claudia the whole time, but Claudia knew.
Yeah.
And we have learned that vampires are able to sense when others are around. Oftentimes they can hear all of them. So it makes sense. Look, maybe Claudia could hear Antoinette's thoughts when she was near. She certainly at least could sense her presence and know that she was being followed. So she was able to plot this whole thing. Now, they could have added another layer where Lestat knew that Claudia was plotting this, but knew that Antoinette was following her. So I mean, how many layers do you want to have? But look, this was a great show. The fact that they were able to pull off the party was interesting. Obviously, a very large donation of a ship. Of course, they're referencing during World War II, there was lots of supplies and cargo and all sorts of things being sent to the UK from the United States, and there were German U-boats that were sinking all these cargo ships, very much hurting the war effort from a supply chain standpoint. So that's what they were explaining, what happened if you were wondering why his ship would have been bombed in World War II. The Germans went after cargo ships. But in any regard, the fact that they were able to have this big party kind of set us up in a situation where people were there making bad decisions. I liked that they leaned on that people were curious about them, right? Because we knew that by this point, everybody knew something was up with them. A lot of people think they did the deal with the devil, but
we had that guy with the blood cancer.
They were still able to get people in for the party. Got them all up in the room, of course. But I thought that was very interesting. The plotting and how Claudia and Louis were scheming to get Lestat the whole time was interesting. And
she knew Louis was going to crack.
She did. They went thirsty for a few days. They hadn't been feeding. It was kind of for me. That was kind of like, if I don't want to get like too overly sexual, but anybody who's been look, if let's say you and your ex break up, and you haven't been intimate in a while, and sometimes everybody knows what I'm talking about. You're making irrational decisions when it's been a minute since you've seen a person, and you're doing things you normally wouldn't do. So that I think that was relatable, and I think that's kind of what we haven't fed in a while, and now we're making irrational decisions. So I thought that was very relatable. But for me, the big thing in this particular episode, Louis wouldn't put Lestat in the incinerator, and that's the first thing. We pull out the incinerator.
Like those rakins.
The rakins. Hey, comes around is all around. He couldn't put him in the incinerator, and you knew right away. We put him out with the garbage, and they made it very clear what takes him out: decapitation, fire, sunlight, all these things, of course, and other, pop culture, a wooden stake to the heart, or whatever. But they just put him in a coffin. You knew he was going to be okay, And if they didn't, if they didn't check the coffin, and just threw it in the dump, he was gonna be all right. So I thought that was very interesting. Last episode they showed Armand Rashid in the club in San Francisco, and we wondered whether it was part of the dream or whether he was really there.
I didn't.
Of course,
I knew he was
Answer wondered. I shouldn't say we. Answer was very confident he was actually there. I thought it was part of a dream. So that was interesting to learn that Rashid, the guy that's been with there all the time, is not a handler or an assistant or anything at all, but very much another vampire, and one that is significantly older than both Louis and Lestat actually put together. So I found that to be very, very interesting. And I was a little, got to be honest, little jaded when Louis called Armand the love of his life.
Just moved on like it was nothing.
Well, if he was...
it's been 100 years.
I mean, if he was with Lestat, through the 30s here, well, it would have been the 40s, late 30s, early 40s. I forget what the time, obviously I know the time frame of the war, but with everything going on. So it's with Lestat for, however many years.
Oh, it's multiple decades he was with. Remember
Yeah,
when he
well,
turned
1910
them?
is when he was turned.
Yeah, so 1940, probably at least 30 years.
Yeah.
So you're with this guy for 30 years.
Act like it means nothing.
And then look, if it was
Kicked him to the curb like it was nothing.
If San Francisco in the 70s, that's only 40 years later. And now, granted, he'd been with Armand for another. The point I'm trying to make here, folks, is that
It hurt your heart.
It hurt my heart.
It hurt your heart.
Look, I mean, let's be honest. Who's the more interesting character, Lestat or Armand, the vampire who has the
Drop
cloud
your
gift?
comments below.
Has the cloud gift as
Yeah.
well. And look, maybe in the next season they speak more about Armand and go back into the past. It would be very interesting to see. I love my World War II movies and shows and history and all that. So it would be interesting to give us that history of the things that happened in Europe during that time and how, intertwined with vampire life or anything like that. So I don't know if we'll actually get that in part 2. I don't know what we get. More Lestat? Is it just leave Lestat in the back and focus on whatever happened with Claudia and how Louis and Armand came to be a couple with the new love of his life? It's like, when Facebook first started and everybody had a friend from high school who was 3 times a year found the love of their life. And they had to tell everybody on Facebook, that's what I feel like. Oh, I got the new love of my life.
Oh, all right.
I'm a jealous ex, but I can't wait for part 2, guys. This was phenomenal.
We got to score.
We gotta-
part one,
we gotta
and
score.
I think it's going to be easy for
This guy here.
It's going to be rudimentary. Yeah, I was going to use the red for the blood.
You're going to score it in black? Come on,
Sure,
guys.
so it shows up.
Of course, it's going to be a 5 out of me. This first part has been amazing. Like I said, I already talked about it at length with, I love just all the modernization of it and then all the diversity of it. I thought that adds a lot of value to it. 5 out of 5 answers.
Snap. Yeah, for me, again, with expectations being basically no expectations of what to expect from this series, it blew me away and absolutely loved it. This is a 5 for me. And the more I watch this, the more ridiculous the Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt movie seems. Now, granted, I only watched it the one time, but it's just like, it's almost at the point where it's like, that to me in my mind, as I'm remembering it now, comparing to this, it almost feels like it's a Wayans like spoof movie
Oh
or
my
something
God.
at this point. No disrespect to Tom and Brad, but
That sounds like disrespect.
sounds exactly
Sounds
like
exactly like it there, pal.
No disrespect, but
like,
compared to this,
oh, I can't-
It's
Well,
like
I know what you're
gonna
gonna say.
You know
kind
the
of feels
movie?
like a spoof.
With
so.
all due respect. With all due respect.
I did say with all due respect.
I did say with all due respect.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't mean you can just say anything.
Well, sometimes you can.
Yeah, well, we'll make it a nice even round the clock 5s for all of us. Look, this was phenomenal. Again, look, I found the movie to be interesting, and I don't recall what I scored the movie. I'm a huge Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fan, so and Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst. But again, the depths that they were able to go into this story, and look, I love Louis, I love Claudia, I love the cast, but for me it was Lestat's just over the top, and the fact that they made him French. Obviously, there's different personality aspects that he has there.
But the fact
I
that
thought
he
it was
could
great.
walk that line of being like over the top, but not comedic and ridiculous at the same time.
He
That's
played
a
it-
hard line to
played
walk.
it. Look, he played it perfect, and I'm really shocked. So we just looked at his other filmography since 2022, and it doesn't look like he's gotten a ton of roles. You'll have to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I was just expecting this came out and dude is just like boom, every that was his major breakthrough. And I hope, and I know season 2 just came out last year in 2024, so maybe he had commitments after that first season, but I'm hoping that this guy's career just skyrockets after this. And again, I don't know his involvement in
hopefully
part
it
2.
will.
Maybe he's not even in it, but in any regard, brilliant performances all the way around. Cannot wait for part 2.
All right, there you have it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. Well, you saw the scores. You know how it goes. So we cannot wait for part 2 of Interview with the Vampire. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.